Welcome to Astro Science Academy, and in this video I'll be talking about how to answer questions based on sigma notation. So now let's have a look at this worked example, right? So now it says evaluate, got a sign over here. This symbol over here represents sigma, right? It's called sigma and it represents sum. So over here on the top number you got 20, on the bottom number you got -4. And over here you got the general term, which is 5n minus 2, right? And they want you to evaluate, so meaning they want you to find the sum of this, right? So now, as you can see, we know this means sum, right? And this over here is our general term, right? So now the first thing, if you're given the general term, right, and they want you to find the sum, you will need at least three terms. You need to find three terms, right? So now over here you can draw a small number line over here, right? So now we can have this over here to be like 0, -1, -2, -3, and -4. So now numbers are increasing from left to right, right? So now this is n is equal to -4. So now this is where we're going to start. So our t1 will be -4, right? So now t1 will be equal to 5n minus 2. So 5 open bracket -4 minus 2. And over here, let's use our calculator. You will have 5 open bracket -4 close bracket minus 2, which will give us -22. So now our t2 will be 5n minus 2 is equal to 5 -3, because remember it's increasing now, so this will be -3. I hope you guys don't make the mistakes by putting -5. Close bracket minus 2, and this one here will be, because 3 times -3, that will be -15 minus 2, that's -17. Now t3 will be equal to 5n minus 2, so 5. Now n in this scenario will be -2. So now -2 minus 2. So now this is -10. So minus 2, that's -12. Right. So as you can see, we got our first three terms. So we got -22, we got -17, right, and -12. So now what we can do over here, we can get the common difference, right? So now we know our common difference is -17 minus -22, right? Right. So we got this to be 5, and over here 5, right? So this is our D, right? So now since we got that, we need to know how many terms are there in the series, in the sequence, right? So now over here we are going to say, in order to find n, we're going to say top number minus bottom number plus 1. So now top number is 20 minus open bracket -4 close bracket plus 1. So now let's get this. Now you will have 20 minus open bracket -4 close bracket plus 1, which is going to give us 25. So now there are 25 terms over here. So your n is 25, right? So now we can use to evaluate this. Now we can say Sn is equal to n all over 2 square bracket 2a plus n minus 1 close bracket times d square bracket, right? So now Sn now is going to be S25 is equal to n, which is 25 all over 2 square bracket 2a is the first term, which is going to be -22 close bracket plus n, which is 25, right, minus 1 close bracket times d, and d in this scenario is 5, right? So close bracket square bracket, and now S25 will be equal to, so now let's punch this in. So now you're gonna have 25 all over 2 open bracket 2 a is negative 22 close bracket plus open bracket 25 minus 1 close bracket times 5 close bracket close another bracket, and that comes down to 950, right? 950 as our final answer. And that is how we're going to answer questions based on sigma notation, right? So if you're given a sigma notation, remember the first thing is to get at least 3 terms. And how do we get those 3 terms? We use n. So whatever number is over here at the bottom, that's where you're going to start counting, right? And then once you're done, you're going to get your common difference. Once you're done getting your common difference, you're going to get the number of terms by saying top number minus bottom number plus 1, and then you'll end up having your n, and then you're going to use your sum formula now, right? So it will depend if it's arithmetic or geometric, and that's how we be calculating, right? So now let's have a look at this equation over here now, right? So now example number 2. So let's go to example number 2. So example number 2, it says, okay, says evaluate sigma. We got that, right? It says got sigma over here, infinity, n is equal to 1 and 3 open bracket 1 all over 2 close bracket n minus 1, right? We got that, right? So now as you can see, this is infinity over here, right? So you can see over here we are working with sum to infinity, right? So now we need to get at least the first 3 terms. So now as you can see, we start with the 1. So now our T1 is going to be 3 open bracket 1 all over 2 close bracket 1 minus 1. So now T1 is going to be just going to be 3, right? Now let's get our T2. So now T2 will be 3 open bracket 1 all over 2 close bracket 2 minus 1, right? So now this is going to be T2 is going to be 3 all over 2, right? Now let's get T3. So T3 is going to be 3 open bracket 1 all over 2 3 minus 1, which is going to be 3 open bracket 1 all over, oh sorry, so it's going to be 3 all over, I don't know, 3 open bracket 1 over 2 to the power of 3 minus 1, 3 minus 1. So now we got 3 over 4, right? 3 over 4, we got that. So now as you can see, we have 3 over 2 and 3 over 4. So now what do we have? We have, this is T1, T2, T3. So we know this is a geometric series, right? So now what we can do, we can say 3 all over 2 divide by 3, which is going to give us 1 over 2, right? And if you divide again over here, it's going to be 1 over 2, and this will be our r. Pretty much you could have got it from here. Just to make sure, I just had to show you guys this, but you could have got it over here because you can see this is your a and this is your r. So now sum to infinity is equal to a all over 1 minus r. So now a is 3 all over 1 minus r is 1 over 2, which is equal to, now we can take our calculator now, right? So now we got 3 all over 1 minus 1 all over 2, and our final answer is 6. So our sum to infinity is equal to 6. And this is how we solve questions based on sigma notation. So thank you guys for attending, and that's all for today, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.